Hey y'all, my name is Cameronfonteneaux. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to navigate and manage friendships in college and in life. On my notebook here, I got 9 different things that I'll be talking about and like little sub-points that I'll be going over. And I just hope that this video, especially if you're like a college freshman, someone coming into college, or if you're already like in college, you're just struggling to find, your friends, your friend group. Hopefully this video helps you and hopefully, you take this advice. And yeah. Let's get into this video. Okay, so for the first thing that I wanted to talk about would be to never force a friendship. And I feel like I'm an enthusiast on this, okay? I feel like I'm literally an enthusiast. Never try to force a friendship. I feel like I have tried to be friends with people for so long. I tried to be so many people's friends. And when I tell you, if it doesn't even feel right or if it's not natural, don't try to force it. And yeah, always try to make sure it's genuine. Always try to make sure it's natural. And I figured a really good way to have like a natural friend group is to kind of always have like a dynamic. Like I think about one of my friends I met in high school. We were on the same track team. And for example, I was one of the upperclassmen. I had my car, so I always had to take like, the freshmen or sophomores that didn't have their cars yet at school. I would have to take them. And so just from there, we was already on the track team. We was already, going to practice, driving to the meets. Boom, we're talking, we're hanging out, now we're friends to this day. So just like that, like always try to have it natural, try to let it be like y'all have common interests, y'all do the same sport or in the same club. When I tell you it can save you so much time and stress, especially in college, never try to force a friendship. Back then, just how they say the phone works both ways, it does, especially when we was in high school and middle school, but in college, everybody on TikTok, everybody on Instagram, everybody got a phone, everybody on their phone. They don't want to talk to you, they don't want to text you because they don't want to. Okay? So really when I mean always have the friendship to be genuine, like you can just feel it. I don't know, I feel like you can always sense a vibe, you can always feel a vibe. If it's not genuine, if it's not natural, please don't force it. Like I said, I'm an enthusiast. I try to be cool with everybody, even the people that I can tell don't really care. And we're not friends. Why? Because it wasn't natural. It wasn't meant to be. So last thing, please, 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 if you guys can understand, never try to force a friendship. Let it be genuine. Let it be natural. Let y'all just bump into each other. The people that I'm super close with, I don't even know how we became friends because it was natural. See? So I always let it be natural. Always let it be genuine. And that's what I'm going to say for number one. And then this is kind of bouncing off for number one. But for number two, it said, everybody ain't going to like you. So, and that's a hard truth. Like my grandma, before she passed, I feel like that was one thing I learned from her when I was itty bitty young. Everybody ain't gonna like you, and that's it. And it's okay. You know what I mean? Like everybody might not. For example, I'm a YouTuber. Everybody isn't going to like my videos. Everybody isn't gonna want to comment. Everybody's gonna want to subscribe, support. I can't do nothing about that. You know what I mean? Some people they just don't like you, and you cannot change that. I've also learned to, just like I said beforehand, I always try to be cool with everyone, try to be friends with everyone. Once again, it's like if you know that person doesn't like you, or if y'all don't really have common interests, like I said, there's no reason to try to force a friendship knowing that they don't like you. So I feel like that's the one thing. I don't know. I feel like making friends is not really that hard, but it's like you just have to have an understanding that everybody just isn't gonna like you. There's some people you're gonna click with faster. There's some people y'all are going to get it right from the jump, right from off the bat. Some people they just don't like you. Some people are weird. Some people are jealous. Some people are envy. Some people are just sad and depressed, and then they want to take that energy from themselves onto other people. You just don't need that. You know what I mean? You just don't need. I just feel like life. There's just so much in life that you just don't need someone always constantly bringing you down, someone always having negative energy, someone always having, something to say or something negative, just never uplifting. You know what I mean? You just don't need that. If you're looking for friends, you especially don't need that. Because a lot of times you could be chilling. You could be going to class, someone don't like you. You could wear a good outfit, somebody got something to say. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's just the biggest hard truth I feel like you have to learn. And I learned a long time ago. Some people just don't like you. And that's what I was going to say for number two. And I know those last two have been kind of quick, but for number three, I'll definitely go into more depth about this. But just like how I mentioned in the last one that making friends is easier than you think. So, like I said, always just try to find that common ground or that common thing, right? Just like when I ran track in high school, I was gang with everybody on the team, or most of, just because I mean we're all running track, you know what I mean? We can all help uplift each other for a race, a meet, say you get injured, there might be someone else that's injured. Like, just always try to find that common thing. Like when I was in college, I found that because I feel like I'm like a nerdy person, so I always found it was easy to like talk to those people who were like into anime, into games, into maybe a show I like, just certain things like that, or like even like I said, go to the clubs. You know what I mean? Like for me, I'm black, so you know what I mean. I'm always gonna support my black people, so it's like anytime there's a black function, I'm gonna go. And anytime there's a black event, black clubs, or just like in my previous vlog, I went to the Sigma Pro base. So just stuff like that. Like eventually you're gonna, especially if you're in college, you eventually start getting used to it being the same crowd. And I've noticed that for everything, like even like for the Japanese or Chinese people, like when they have their groups or their meetings, like everyone is together. Even with like the people that are African or Nigerian on our campus, like everybody kind of sticks together. So, like I said, I'm really gonna speak for like the black people because I'm black. But I was just saying, like when it comes to like the clubs or the events, like we're always together, and it's like I said, it's always the same similar people. So I would say go to that. That's especially I'm a junior. And that's something that I did my sophomore year because I thought clubs were a lot harder to join. Freshman year, I thought it had to be kind of like invite and stuff, but all you have to do, you just sign up on the GMU app, and then it says the location, time, meeting. You sign up, or you could scan a QR code anywhere, and then you just go. I was just trying to find those little common things into people, and I definitely know as a freshman, I'm a junior, but like I said, as a freshman, I feel like that definitely helped me like meet the people that I know today. And for my fourth one, this will be a little bit different and probably a little bit longer as well, but it was how to make a friendship last, or like how to keep like a good friendship bond, keep a friendship last. And I would say a friendship, I mean, even if it's a friend group or if it's just like you and the other person, it's always a 50-50 thing. So like one person, it's just like they have to care as much for the friendship just as you. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like that's going to be the basis of the bond. They care about you, you care about them, the friendship. You know what I mean? So it's like anytime you're going through something, they should always try to be there. If they're going through something, you should always try to be there for them. Just always supporting each other, having each other's back. I would say, especially in college and I know we're all busy, I'm in like a friend group, so I would try to speak for both. But if it's just you're by yourself and another person, I would just say like try to plan things. Once again, like I just talked about the college events, if you're going to the basketball game, everybody is talking about the basketball game on social media. So just go with a person. That's what I do. I'll just be texting around, being like, "Oh, y'all going to this party?" They'd be like, "Yeah, boom. Y'all want to meet? Y'all want to do that? Now we're at the party together." Just like the game, we could just be like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna get there around this time." They'll be like, "Okay, save me a seat." Boom. Now you're at the game. Like I said, if y'all go into the black organizations, you go into the game night, just be like, "Oh, y'all want to go to this? I want to go to that." Just like little things like that. So that could, if it's one or two people, that could definitely keep the bond, because it's like you already know. Especially like say if you're a girl, you already know you're gonna go with your homegirl to this, and that. And if you're a boy, you and your homeboy can go to this, and that. And then as a friend group, I would just say to help keep a friend group last. Just like I said, plan events, plan things. Like in all the groups I'm in, my two, I guess, main friend groups, I'm always the designated group planner, which is not a bad thing, but I'm just always the designated planner. So I'm always planning like the outings, the events, or if we go to a party, I'm like, okay, we're meeting at this time, we're leaving here. So just little things like that. Like yeah, I mean, you guys, I feel like if you watch my vlogs, you can kind of tell like I'm kind of the director. I'd be like, I always say, the plans, we're going to be here at this time, that time, we're getting here, we're leaving there. So I would say that would help keep a friendship last. Two, I would say the quality of the things that you guys are talking about. So always try to like talk about different things like this. That's like, how they say in high school you were only friends with some people because y'all had the same class, but then it's like now y'all are graduated, y'all don't talk. It's kind of like that. So I was like, to make sure you keep a friendship last, like just be talking about different things. Like don't always, like I've noticed that especially in college, like I don't know how many times people ask me like, oh, how class is going, how this is going. So it's like at some point you just kind of catch yourself. We're just talking about class. We're just talking about the exam. We're just talking about midterms. We're just talking about finals. You know what I mean? So it's like try to talk about things that is like outside of school related, if that makes sense. Like asking people how they're going, what's their mental, what they working on, what they want to do after college. You know, is there anything they're working on now outside of college? How their families doing? So just different things like that. Like I said, try to be, I mean, you can do this in a friend group, or I feel like this will go for a friend group or a duo. Just try to like connect with different people on different things. You know what I mean? Different interests. You know, there's some people who they might be interested in something, but you know, no one goes to them and talk to them about. If you know, try to, you know, inquire them in that interest, like little things like that, because to them they're gonna be like, oh wow, you know, I didn't expect you to ask. Boom. Like I had a tour of a conversation about yarning or flowers, gardening. You know what I mean? You just never know. So just always try to, one, like I said, plan events, go out, do things, and two, just try to spark those little interests within people. Because like I said, that even happens to me. Like if some people were to ask me about YouTube and all that stuff, it would kind of like not to say caught me off guard in a bad way, but I'd be shocked. I'd be like, oh, I didn't know you're interested in YouTube. Now we didn't have a three or 4 hour conversation about YouTube. Time just flying by. So like I said, it's just those little things. Like try to pick apart different specific things, especially outside of school. Like we're here, we live here, like we get it. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to talk about my quiz and my assignments every single day. And sometimes that happens. So yeah, try to hang out and then try to talk about like different things outside of school. And then I didn't realize when I was making these that all of these kind of bounce off of each other. But number five, I guess, exactly bounces off of number four. But it said every stand, every friend group and group is different. And that would go back to me that would go back to me saying that I'm like the planner. That, like I said, that's not necessarily a bad thing because I realized that too. Like every friend group or duo, trio, like there's always a dynamic, especially in friend groups. I feel like I can speak the most on that, but I'll try to do both. But I would just say, like I said, there's always a dynamic within your friends, friendships. Like, you know, you go to certain people for certain things. And that's something that I had to learn this year because that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, for example, me. I've never been to a relationship. I don't think I've even kissed nobody. I think most I've done is hug a female before. I haven't even did nothing with nobody. And it's like my friends, they wouldn't come to me, you know, for relationship advice because I haven't been in a relationship. So it's like it's stuff like that. Like my other friends might have a different bond with other people because you know they might be in a relationship, so they need relationships advice, so they want to ask me. But that's not a bad thing on my part, you know, because I mean that's not my experience that I can share. I can't give it advice I never, you know, went through. I can't give advice on something I never went through. So that's what I mean by like every friend group is different. You know, like I said, I'm the planner. You know what I mean? Like I notice in every friend group or duo, everyone has their role. Like even my friends back home, we discussed that like some people are super funny, super crazy to give, you know, the funny, the comedic aspect. Some people, you know, they have the advice, the girl advice, you know, even shout out to like my friend like Daniel. He takes pictures. He's the like the photographer of the group. So it's just things like that. Like, for example, that's just like if I was looking to get a new camera, get a new setup or something, I would ask Daniel because Daniel has knowledge and advice about like cameras and stuff. That's not a negative to my other friends because I'm not going to them about that. But it's like, why'd I ask everybody else about photography and cameras knowing I have an actual photographer in the group? You know what I mean? Just all have went through different experiences, like I said, to share advice on. I can't give advice and experience on something I don't do. You know what I mean? So I feel like, oh, well, I feel like that was kind of short, but hopefully y'all kind of understood that. And so this was a big one that I kind of wanted to like harp on. And this is number six. And this was to make sure that everyone is included because I saw this like a couple of months ago on TikTok, and a lot of people are saying that they hate being like the floater friend. And I didn't even realize what that meant, but when I had like just kind of did my research, and they were saying the floater friend is always the one who gets told stuff last, or always gets left out, or like forgotten, no one talks to. And that made me feel so sad because I was like, I feel like I'm kind of the most extroverted one in like majority of my friend groups, I feel like. So it always made me feel bad. But like I said, as a friend or someone in the friend group, we should always try to make people feel included or just feel like they're there, they're present. Like I definitely know I had to learn this way back when because my mom used to tell me that all the time. Like when I'd have birthdays, I would always just try to like it's like you would invite everybody to your birthday, but you would sit by like your best friend. So in situations like that, try to sit by someone who you're friends with, but maybe you don't know that much, or sit by that person who might be a little bit more introverted and might not be, that socialite. Just try to talk to them, make everybody feel included. I definitely realized like with all the friendships I feel like I've had, regardless if I'm friends with people or not, it's always the small little things that matters. Just like how I said previously, try to find that little common thing. A lot of times, quiet people, that's just their personality. They're just quiet. It's not, that they don't like people, they don't like to talk to nobody. Some people, they just like to stay reserved. And like I said, remember, dynamic. It's okay. You know what I mean? Just for them to be reserved is not necessarily a bad thing on you. It's not saying that they don't trust you. That's just how some people are. That's their personality. But it's like you still need to be able to get to know them, understand, what they're going through, pick their brain about some ideas, how they're doing mentally, socially, like just little things like that. Like I said, just to try to make everyone feel included. Like I said, my mom used to tell me to make sure if I was at the birthday party as the host or just the birthday boy, like make sure you talk to everyone, sit by everybody, ask everybody how they're doing, how they're liking the food, like just make people feel included, because that's even happened to me where some people have even drifted apart from the group or maybe stepped to the side because they just felt like they were being like left out. And so I'm like I said, I'm usually the planner. So I'm like, if I plan these things, I got to make sure everybody, wants to do it. Or, if we're outside, as a group, I got to make sure, let me talk to every single, person, try to make everybody feel included. Biggest thing, make sure everyone is included, especially if you're going out, try to talk to everybody, check up on everybody, like make sure everyone feels included. And I kind of mentioned this one as well, but number 7, we just understand that everybody is kind of grown, busy, and on their different paths. And this won't be short, but this is just like a big thing you have to understand in college. Like, I'm the person, I'm not gonna call and text everybody named mama every single day, see, we're not doing that. You know what I mean? So you have to understand, like, everybody's just on a different path. I feel like even with me and my mom, we had to kind of learn that as I went through college. Like, so I feel like I would always try to call and text her freshman year, even stuff like that. It's like, I'm getting older. I got to start figuring stuff out on my own. I can't keep calling my mom for every little thing. And it's the same thing, just as your friends, you know what I mean? Like, we're all doing different things. Some of my friends back home, they don't even go to college. So it's like, like they can't really relate to the college seasons and the fact of like, now in December we're going into finals. So everybody's kind of stressed studying, or like say in the beginning of the month, midterms, like some people who are not in college, they can't really understand that. But the people in college, we can kind of all understand that, because we have breaks around the same time, we have finals around the same time, we have midterms around the same time. So just kind of understand that everybody is busy. To think, I thought that too, especially moving from Georgia to Maryland and then going to school to GMU. I'm 15 hours away, but me and my friends, we still hop on the game. We still call. Well, we still like get on like the voice chat, the party chat, and talk. Even in the group chat, we still talk and all that stuff. So that is what keeps us. But at the end of the day, it's like, I know they got their exams. I know that they got their own school events, activities. Like, there's no way we can call and text every day. I tried to do that freshman year, try to call my friends like every so often. That was not working like now. But like I said, as a friend group, we always make it to where like on the breaks, that's when everybody will get on, or that's just when, I know them, they'll hang out a lot of those times, or kind of couple. But I just know for me, since I'm more far away, like I said, at those breaks, that's when we all get on the game. We catch up, like Thanksgiving, winter, especially summer, like that's when we all kind of communicate, because we know, during school, everybody's busy. And so this one's gonna kind of be a weird one for me, but for number 8, it would be saying dealing with conflict. And this one is kind of, I don't know, this one's kind of all over the place for me, just because I feel like I've never really had friendship conflicts, or like if you're in a friend group, I don't think I've really had like a falling out with people. You just have to understand, like I said, it always goes back to like, if you're going through something, I feel like it always goes back to like the basis. Like, why did y'all become friends? What is the strength of the bond? What is the strength of the friend? Like, what brought y'all together? And nothing should ever come between that nor break that. Because even there's something that happened with my friend group back home like years ago, where it was just like people were coming neck to neck to each other. And even then, it was like, it was only dealing with one person and they just left the friend group. But, going into that, it was just the fact of like, we all understood like where, like I said, our place was in the friend group. We were like, we can't let this one person, break up the friend group. And so, like I said, that's like, it's just like I said, just going back to like what brought the friend group together, what brought y'all together as friends. That even happened. I definitely would say here at college, I don't really fall out with people, but it's just like there's definitely times where you get run into like, especially if you're rooming with people. I feel like that's the biggest thing because you're living with someone. And so I would definitely say, like, just be careful when you're going about things. I definitely know someone like me, I can react on like emotion. And that's not necessarily the most intelligent thing to do because, you're always going to do things at the heat of the moment. And then after you'll be like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And that exactly happened with me. I definitely reacted off of my emotions. And I look back, I'm like, it was never really that serious. I shouldn't have been doing all that. So that's why I say just one really understanding what is like the origin of the friend group, what is really the center of the friend group, and two is like just kind of understanding that everyone is human, everyone does make mistakes, because even in that friendship, it's like I can't really put the blame on that person, on that I played a role as well. It was a mistake, but I still played a role. So just doing that. And then the third one, I would say just taking accountability. Like I said, everybody is human, but I feel like that is one thing that I feel like breaks friendship up the most, is because a lot of people be thinking that they didn't do anything wrong or that they didn't play a role. But it's like, so everybody has to take accountability. I hope y'all could take that advice. Like I said, I haven't gotten to no fight with nobody, and I never had that much of a fallout. So, but yeah, hopefully y'all understand number 8. And so for my last one, number 9, I would say just putting yourself out there, even if you're shy. And I feel like this was the biggest thing that helped me freshman to sophomore year, because my freshman year, especially that the first week, I didn't really know nobody, but I literally told myself the second or third week, I was like, I'm gonna meet somebody. And I literally said to myself, like, I'm gonna meet somebody every day. If I just say what's up to somebody at the gym, say what's up to somebody in class, say if I'm sitting by somebody in class, I'm gonna ask them about the assignment, and boom, now we're into a conversation, like just stuff like that. Going back to freshman year, one of my friends, we had it was two of them. Oh, well, one of them, he didn't live on campus, but one of them, we were in the same class, and he was already in a friend group. I literally told him like the second or third week, I was like, "Yeah, can you introduce me to everybody?" Like, just putting myself out there. They were a cool black friend group at the time. They looked cool. I said, "What's up?" Now we're all friends now, cool now. So it was just things like that, like putting yourself out there, even somebody who he's in our friend group now, we would always just see each other at the gym. We would see each other at Ike's, the dining hall. I literally just went up to him and I was like, "Oh, don't I be seeing you at what?" Boom, now we're cool. Now we even started working out with each other. So it was just little things like that. Like I said, I always find that common thing. If you always see that person at the dining hall, say what's up to them, sit next to them. That happened to me. It was just one dude, he runs track here. We would just always sit right next to each other, and then next thing you know, I just had a whole conversation with him. Once again, we had 2 hours about me running track, him coming to the school to run track. Then we got into anime, and all we did was just sit by each other. So it was just little things like that, like putting yourself out there. I definitely was scared my first week just because I didn't know nobody. But you have to understand, especially as a freshman, like everybody is trying to make friends. I feel like senior and junior year, I mean, people are still trying to be cool and make friends, but I feel like it might not be as, I guess, I wouldn't say forced, but it just might not be as like go and into it as if you were a freshman. So just put yourself out there. Like I said, talk to somebody every day, and then always, and then don't, because I used to overthink it sophomore year a lot. I used to think that everybody like didn't like me or they didn't like nothing about me. But it's like you have to understand too. Okay, there's no reason to think that, because it's like, why wouldn't people like you? You know what I mean? Like, if you are not messy, you're not in drama, you haven't caused a situation, you're just here going to class, why would people not like you? So, just don't overthink, because a lot of the times, especially when you're meeting new people and you overthink something, it'd be a lot of times they weren't even thinking that. that was even one of my homeboys here. I'm really like cool with him. Like that's like my twin freshman year. I thought he thought all these things about me, didn't like me. He wasn't even thinking that. So I'm like, it's just things like that. Like you just never know who, could be your friend. And then, I do YouTube. There's a lot of people who I'll go up to, we might have followed each other on Instagram, and I'll be like, oh, I see you such and such. They'll be like, oh yeah, you don't want to do YouTube. Now we had a third conversation about YouTube. So it's just stuff like that. Like some of these people, they be wanting to talk to you, they be wanting to be cool with you, but maybe they're not as extroverted or social to do it. One thing about me, I'm gonna go up to somebody. I'm one of those people. We always gonna make eye contact in the gym, in class, and the dining hall. I'm just gonna say what's up. I don't do the staring. We just keep staring. Oh, my friends now, I'm gonna say what's up. I don't care about none of that. You know what I mean? And there is a risk to that because sometimes those people they just be staring at you because they don't like it and they want to be your friend. But also some people they want someone to talk to. Just remember to put yourself out there, and yeah. So hopefully you guys understood number 9. And so I try to talk fast and quick because I hate when these videos be like 50 minutes, but I'm gonna go run down through them again. So number 1 was never force a friendship. Number 2 was everyone isn't going to like you. Number 3, making friends is easier than you think. Number 4, how to make a friendship last. Number 5, understand every friend group and group is different. Number 6, make sure everyone is included. Number 7, understand we're all grown and busy. People are on different paths of life. Number 8, how to deal with like conflict. Everybody is human. That's why I talked about, accountability, understanding everyone's emotion, understanding where everyone's coming from when they, react and do certain things. And then number 5 would be to put yourself out there even if you're shy. And so, yeah, hopefully this kind of helped you guys, especially if you're a college freshman or you're just an incoming person in college wondering, like, oh, how do I find people around me, my friend group? So hopefully this helps you. I haven't done a sit down in a little minute. I've been putting out back to back vlogs. So I was like, I'm going to give y'all a little break. Let me talk our heads off for a little minute. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys understood this. Let me know down in the comments below if there's anything specifically you guys want me to talk about. Yeah, I feel like I'm big on friendships, so I really hope y'all was able to understand where I was coming from, and I just wasn't yapping. So, but yeah, continue to like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, take this advice, put yourself out there. Like I said, people want to be friends with you. You just might never know, but you got to put yourself out there. Don't be shy, have fun. And college is supposed to be fun. You're supposed to be here. I know classes can get very stressful, assignments, exams, midterms. But college is supposed to be fun. Enjoy while it lasts. Get your full experience because you paid for it, and we're here for only 4 years. So just go and get everything that you have here. Use all your resources, have fun, go to the events, and yeah. But I'm gonna make the intro too long. Get you to like, comment, subscribe. I think it's road to 500 subs, and I'm gonna see you on the next video.